Welcome back to Motor Masters, your frontline access to the world's most powerful machines, where engineering meets battlefield dominance. If it's got armor, speed, firepower, or raw mechanical muscle, you'll find it right here. Be sure to subscribe and join the ride as we explore the giants of modern warfare. Today, we bring you a machine that looks like it came straight from a sci-fi war zone. The Russian BMPT, better known by its fearsome nickname, the Terminator. The BMPT Terminator isn't a tank. It's not an armored personnel carrier either. It's something entirely different, a tank support fighting vehicle, purpose-built to do what traditional tanks can't. Born from hard lessons learned on brutal urban battlefields, the Terminator was designed to provide close-range protection to tank formations, especially in areas where infantry threats like RPG teams and anti-tank guided missiles lurk behind every corner. The concept behind the BMPT came after the Soviet experience in Afghanistan during the 1980s, and even more sharply, from the urban combat hell of Chechnya in the 1990s. There, conventional tanks like the T-72 and T-80 suffered heavy losses from infantry hidden in buildings, using cheap and mobile weapons. The lack of sufficient supporting infantry and inadequate protection against ambushes showed a major gap in Russia's armored doctrine. That's where the idea for a heavily armed crude fighting vehicle with tank-level protection came to life, and thus, the BMPT was born. The first iteration of the Terminator was based on the T-90 tank chassis, giving it excellent mobility, protection, and the ability to operate side by side with main battle tanks. But unlike a tank, the BMPT is focused not on tank killing, but on eliminating threats that tanks struggle to deal with: enemy infantry, anti-tank squads, light vehicles, and drones. Think of it as a bodyguard for your tanks. Now let's talk firepower, because the Terminator doesn't hold back. Armed with two 30mm 2A42 autocannons, the vehicle can rapidly lay down suppressive fire on infantry, light armor, and even low-flying helicopters. These autocannons can fire high-explosive, armor-piercing, and incendiary rounds at a rate of up to 600 rounds per minute each. It's a weapon system designed for chaos, keeping enemies suppressed and off balance. But that's just the beginning. Mounted on either side of the turret are four ready-to-fire Ataka-T anti-tank guided missiles, capable of engaging enemy armor or fortified positions at ranges of up to 6 kilometers. With tandem warheads, they're effective even against vehicles with reactive armor. On top of that, the Terminator also packs a 7.62mm coaxial machine gun for soft targets and close-in threats. In some variants, you'll also find two automatic grenade launchers, giving the Terminator the ability to saturate a wide area with explosive firepower, ideal for urban terrain where enemies can appear from windows, alleyways, or rooftops. Protection-wise, the BMPT is built like a tank. Its hull is based on the proven T-72 or T-90 chassis, depending on the variant. It offers composite armor, explosive reactive armor modules, and cage armor on the rear to defend against RPGs and shaped charge warheads. Active protection systems and smoke grenade launchers give it even more survivability on the battlefield. The crew compartment is heavily armored and designed to keep its operators safe even under heavy fire. The Terminator has a crew of 5, a driver, commander, gunner, and 2 operators for the grenade launchers in the original BMPT variant. Later versions like the BMPT 72 or Terminator 2 streamlined this down to 3 crew by removing the grenade launchers and integrating weapon control systems. Mobility is excellent, thanks to a 1,000+ horsepower diesel engine, giving the Terminator a top speed of around 60 km/h on roads. It can traverse difficult terrain with ease and keep pace with main battle tanks during high-speed maneuvers. Its range is roughly 500 kilometers, making it suitable for extended operations without the need for constant refueling. As of now, the BMPT has entered service with the Russian armed forces in limited numbers and has been seen in active combat zones, including operations in Syria and, more recently, in the conflict in Ukraine. It's also been offered for export, with Kazakhstan becoming one of the first foreign customers. Russia continues to test and refine the platform, working on improvements to electronics, targeting systems, and integration into combined arms doctrine. The BMPT isn't just a new vehicle, it's a new idea. It challenges the traditional categories of armored warfare by creating a hybrid role that blends the firepower of a tank, the flexibility of an infantry fighting vehicle, and the protection of a main battle platform. In environments like dense urban terrain, forests, or rugged hills, places where tanks alone are vulnerable, the Terminator provides an aggressive, well-protected answer to ambushes and asymmetric threats. Critics argue that the BMPT's concept may not fit neatly into every army's doctrine. Some say it's a solution in search of a problem, especially for militaries that rely on infantry fighting vehicles or air support for tank protection. But for Russia, with its focus on large armored formations and experience in urban warfare, the BMPT offers a specialized tool to increase survivability and firepower where it matters most. In short, the Terminator is not about replacing tanks. It's about making them deadlier and more survivable by adding a loyal, well-armed escort that clears the way and keeps threats at bay. It's a futuristic design born out of very real battlefield necessity, whether or not it becomes a standard tool of war across the globe. One thing is certain: it makes a powerful statement both in design and on the battlefield. Thanks for joining us today on Motor Masters, where we break down the world's most powerful military machines and the stories behind them. If you enjoyed this dive into the BMPT Terminator, hit that like button and drop us a comment with what vehicle or weapon system you want us to cover next. Don't forget to subscribe, because here at Motor Masters, we don't just admire machines, we live for them.